Have you ever felt like you're so close to speaking English fluently, but something just isn't clicking? You've got the words, you've got the grammar, but it still feels like a struggle. Well, what if I told you the key isn't in another textbook, but in something you do all day, every day? Your breathing. Yeah, let's dive into how one tiny shift can unlock everything. It is so frustrating, right? You try to speak, and the words just come out all choppy and disconnected. Then you listen to native speakers, and it's like a waterfall of sound that's impossible to follow. The answer, and this might really surprise you, could be in the very air you're using to form those words.
All right, so let's start putting the pieces of this fluency puzzle together. And the very first piece is a fascinating, kind of mind-blowing difference in the way we physically produce sound.
So here's the big idea. It turns out that many American English speakers tend to build their speech on an inhaling breath. They take in air first, then speak. On the other hand, many Korean speakers often speak on an exhaling breath. Now, neither one is right or wrong, of course. It's just a mechanical difference that has a huge impact on how the language sounds and flows. And what this difference creates is something we can call a frequency mismatch. You know that feeling when you're just not quite in sync with someone? That's what's happening here. You're trying to have a conversation, but you're operating on a totally different auditory wavelength. Think of it like this. It's like you're desperately trying to tune into your favorite radio station, but your radio dial is just slightly off. You can kind of hear the music, but it's mostly static and noise. Your vocabulary is the station, but your breathing is the receiver. If it's not tuned correctly, you just won't get a clear signal. Okay, but here's the fantastic news. You can absolutely retune your receiver. And the way to do it is with something called the inhaling breathing method. It sounds technical, but it is so simple, and it is a total game changer. So what exactly is the inhaling breathing method, or as it's known in Korean, dulsum hohopbub? Honestly, it's about as simple as it gets. You just breathe in deep, pause for a beat, and then you start talking as you slowly let that air out. That's it. It seems almost too easy, but trust me, the effect is incredible. Let's actually try it together right now, okay? Step 1, take a really nice deep breath. Fill up your lungs. Got it? Good. Step 2, and this is the absolute key, just pause. Hold it for a second. This little pause is what prepares your engine. And finally, step 3, speak. Let your words just float out on that slow, steady exhale. Can you feel how different that is? So what actually happens when you start doing this consistently? Well, the changes to your own speaking are wow. They're immediate, and they are seriously transformative. By taking that breath and pausing, you basically create this natural buffer of air. And all of a sudden, linking words together feels completely effortless. That choppy, word-by-word speech just starts to melt away. Your pronunciation gets clearer, it sounds way more natural, and your confidence, it just skyrockets because you're not fighting against your own body anymore. Okay, let's take a long sentence like, do you know a good recipe for whole wheat bread? The old way might sound like, do, you, know, a, good, recipe. But now try it with the method. Inhale, pause, and then let it flow. Do you know a good recipe for whole wheat bread? See, it just glides. It becomes one single fluid idea. But, and this is where it gets really cool, the magic does not stop with your own speaking. This method also completely changes how you hear English. It's time to unlock your listening ear. I want you to try a little visualization. Imagine that when someone is speaking English, they're not just throwing words at you. Instead, imagine they're blowing a series of big and small soap bubbles. Each one of those bubbles represents a natural phrase, a single unit of breath. When you start to understand this rhythm, your ear naturally tunes into it. You stop trying to catch every single tiny word, and instead, you start hearing these bubbles, these meaningful chunks of language. It's like you're finally seeing how the puzzle pieces fit together to create the whole picture. It makes understanding so much easier. So what's the big takeaway from all this? I really want you to stop thinking of this as just another tip or trick. This isn't a trick. This is like getting a brand new engine for your English. When you adopt the inhaling breathing method, you're doing more than learning a new technique. You are fundamentally retuning your entire system for English. You're aligning how you speak and how you listen with the natural rhythm of the language itself. It's how you go from just knowing English words to actually feeling the music of the language. And the best part is, you can go way deeper on this right now. If you want to find more exercises and examples, just go to your favorite search engine and type in these words exactly, 투심 호흡법 영어. You'll find a ton of amazing resources to help you practice and master this. So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. It's pretty amazing that changing something as basic and automatic as the way you breathe can completely revolutionize how you communicate in a whole new language. It really makes you wonder, right? If changing your breath can change your English, what else can it unlock?